Hi everyone. My name is Ananya and I'm here with Milestone 5 for our project Aethermart. For this milestone, I'll be focusing on hybrid data architectures and specialized NoSQL integration. So, basically, Aethermart operates across multiple sales channels now. For example, web, mobile, and IoT, which generates massive volumes of structured and unstructured data. And therefore, our main challenge is to handle this multi channel data efficiently and extract insights in real time. And to solve this, I implemented a hybrid data architecture combining MariaDB and MongoDB. So, MariaDB using a Galera cluster handles structured transactional data like orders, products, and customers. However, for semi structured data such as user preferences, click streams, or sentiments, we need a more flexible NoSQL system. And that's where MongoDB comes in. Now, let's start by understanding by the difference between a data lake and a data warehouse. So, a data lake stores unprocessed raw data from any source in its native format, like whether structured or unstructured, using a schema on read, um, process. And a data warehouse stores clean and structured data optimized for analytics using schema on write. So, in short, the lake offers flexibility for discovery, while the warehouse offers speed and consistency for decision making. Now, this table here compares their key characteristics. So, in terms of storage, a data lake holds massive raw data, while warehouses store some curated data sets. Uh, Data lakes serve data science and exploration, whereas warehouses serve business reporting more. In terms of schema, a data lake apply structure when reading, and in case of warehouse, it enforce structure before loading. Now, mostly engineers use data lakes, and analysts use warehouses for their analysis, purpose. In terms of cost and performance, data lakes are cheaper but slower. On the other hand, warehouses cost more, but they actually deliver fast queries. Both are essential. Flexibility from the lake and reliability from the warehouse is what we can get. Now, here's how these concepts fit into Ethermart. So, the data lake will collect raw, clickstream, and IoT kind of data, whereas the data warehouse aggregates refined sales and customer data from MariaDB and MongoDB. So the data flows from sources to lake and then ETL and then to warehouse and then to analytics. So this continuous pipeline enables cross-channel insights and a unified view of business operations. Now, this is my proposed hybrid architecture. This diagram basically here shows how all these systems connect with each other. So data from multiple channels flow through the ETL pipeline. The structured data goes into the MariaDB Galera cluster, while the semi-structured and behavioral kind of data are sent to MongoDB. So the data lake stores raw data for later exploration, and the data warehouse aggregates both MariaDB and MongoDB outputs for analytics. This hybrid model provides scalability, flexibility, and some real-time insights. Now, I chose MongoDB because it is schemaless and its schemaless JSON structure and horizontal scalability is something we can leverage. MongoDB is ideal for dynamic, fast-changing data like user preferences or sentiment analysis, and it also integrates easily with Python, which we used for proof of concept later. So, how I integrated NoSQL with my already built setup is that on my EC2 instance, I installed MongoDB and connected it with the existing Aethermart MariaDB cluster. Then I wrote a Python script to extract data from the customers table in MariaDB and loaded it into MongoDB. while also enriching each record with flexible, unstructured fields which were not there before in MariaDB. So these fields are new. For example, preferences, recent searches, social sentiments. These are few fields that I have introduced newly in MongoDB. So let's briefly talk about the code. Now, first I connected MariaDB using the MySQL.connector library and fetched 5 records from customers table. Each record includes all the fields which were there in MariaDB's table, like customers table already. Then I connected to MongoDB using a library called PyMongo, and I defined a new database called Aethermart underscore NoSQL. Now, so this new database, which I created in MongoDB, I created it with a collection called customer profiles, and for each customer record, I create a JSON-like document that combines the structured fields from MariaDB with additional NoSQL fields, for example, preferences, and recent searches, social sentiments, loyalty points. So these are some new fields that I introduced. Now, after inserting all these documents into MongoDB, I demonstrated some CRUD operations because the data load, uh, acted as the insert, right? So now I tested update, delete operations. So in update, I changed, you know, one customer sentiment from positive to neutral, and in delete, I just removed one row. So here you can see the Python output like in my video. So basically, here I'm showing how I integrated MongoDB with MariaDB. Here I added MongoDB's official GPG key and repository using the curl command, which was provided in the MongoDB documentation. So here you see the curl command, right? This is what I'm talking about. Now after this, I use these commands like sudo apt update and I'm sorry, s- yeah. So sudo apt update and then I installed MongoDB. Okay. So MongoDB is being set up. So then I ran some commands to check if my MongoDB was successfully installed. So, but before that, I enabled my MongoDB using this command, and then I'm seeing the status, right? So here you can see the status is active, and it says that it started the MongoDB service. Now I went into my MongoDB using Mongoose, and um I'm just checking that if my MongoDB is working fine and I am getting the status as one, so it's working fine. Now I'll go to MariaDB and I will see some data which I will be uploading into my MongoDB. So select start from customers. So basically here I will select just first 5 rows from the customers table. And later, when I will run the script to load this data into MongoDB, you guys will see that this data is inserted along with some extra fields. Now, because I had to install some Python libraries and I have to run some Python code, that's why I'm going into this virtual environment. Now, then I'll go back a little. So after installing after going into my virtual library, okay, so, sorry, virtual environment. So the virtual environment is made. Now I'll go inside that, and there I will install the Python libraries. So PyMongo is the library which will connect my MongoDB to MariaDB. Now I made this file to store the Python script that I just showed you, right? So I'll be changing my password and the database. So I got this code from Gemini and it gave me a general code. So I'm making some changes in that code. For example, my username, password, then the table name, etc. So I also copy pasted the field names because these were the different than my AI gave me. So the customer tables that I had, you know, had these fields, and these are the new fields that I will be generating in MongoDB. So I will save this file and then I will run it. Yeah, so my customers table is actually all in caps. So that's why it's giving me the error. I change that and now I will run the file again. So I ran that Python script and I see that my data was inserted and also all the CRUD operations are performed successfully as you can see. So these are the inserted documents. So with customer ID 1, customer ID 2, 3 till 5, you can see some existing data which was there in the MariaDB and the new data that MongoDB inserted. For example, preferences, recent searches, registration date that does not actually have some structure, right? So all these data are stored in the document format. So this is my inserted data, inserted documents, then remaining documents after update and delete. So I updated some rows and also deleted, right? So therefore you won't see row 5, like customer 5. So up till customer 4 you can see because the delete function actually deleted the customer's data. So just to verify that the data is correct, I'll go to my MariaDB's data. Here you see Port Kenneth Town. The name is Leslie Tran. The city was that. You see here the city is Port Kenneth Town. A name is Leslie Tran. So the data is basically the same, and all the 5 rows are inserted successfully. So the integration is verified that the MongoDB is integrated with MariaDB. Okay. So now I will discuss security. Security is critical when using multiple database systems, and some key risks will include data leakage, inconsistent access controls, and PII exposure. So, PII exposure is basically some personal data that is being exposed. Now, to mitigate these risks, we can use role-based access control in both MariaDB and MongoDB. We can use TLS or SSL for in-transit encryption, IAM roles for restricted EC2 communication, and network segmentation for isolation. So these practices ensure data integrity and compliance across all the layers. Now, coming to the benefits of hybrid data architecture. So, by integrating MariaDB and MongoDB, Ethermart will gain a truly hybrid data ecosystem. Structured transactions remain reliable in MariaDB, while flexible and fast-changing data is handled by MongoDB. And this design supports multi-channel insights, scalability, and advanced analytics across structured and unstructured data. So this was basically my presentation. Now coming to the AI disclosure. So I used ChatGPT and Gemini both. I used it for code generation. Um, so basically, the Python script, right, that I showed you, took help with Gemini to create that script with my prompts, and I made some changes in that. Then AI helped me to debug some errors. So I was getting some errors in while installing MongoDB. So first I used the basic sudo apt update commands and like basic commands to install MongoDB, but that was giving me some error. So I put that error in AI and it gave me that curl command that I could use. Um, so yeah, the benefits were that no SQL concepts, implementation, and understanding was faster. It acted as a real-time debugging assistant for me. And but the limitation is definitely that human validation is required. I could not have directly, used the code that it gave me. I made some changes, but overall it helped, and like it acted as a learning and reasoning partner. So thank you so much. This was my presentation. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me anyway. Thank you.